how are you going to bring girls into your company and then make them train for years, leave their families, just so that they can not have comebacks? Hi, welcome. A comment I see a lot about Blackpink is that they have become models instead of K-pop stars. And as much as I hate to admit that, there is definitely some truth to it. There is no denying that we see more fashion-grade photos and ads than we see comebacks. And I'm frankly a bit fed up. BRB suing YG Entertainment. But seriously, YG Entertainment is going to be the downfall of Blackpink. And in today's video, I really want to talk about that. Actually, I'm going to stop you right there to remind you to subscribe to this channel, click the bell to be notified, and you can also do little things here and there to help sustain this channel, like asking me why I pronounce rosé like that, or sharing my videos with people that you can hate them with. Also, anytime I like to talk about Blackpink in a video, blogs like to come and fat shame me, so let's troll them in the comments. If you see a hate comment, why don't you ask them why they pronounce rosé like that? First of all, I just want to mention YG's initial intentions with Blackpink. From the start, YG wanted to create a pretty 21. And for those of you who don't know, YG was so vocal about how ugly he thought 21 is. And in contrast, he's never called Blackpink ugly, and he's always really centered their beauty. Which obviously is not Blackpink's fault. YG's just a creep, but we won't get into it right now. But also, how are you going to bring girls into your company and center their beauty and then make them train for years, leave their families, just so that they can not have comebacks? I mean, this man even went as far as to put an emphasis on the name Blackpink, that beauty isn't everything. And yet, we continue to get barely one comeback per year. But that wasn't the point of this video. Let's talk about how YG is making Blackpink turn into models rather than K-pop stars. So our first topic of interest is, of course, their lack of comebacks. In their debut year, 2016, they released Boombaya, Playing with Fire, Whistle, and Stay. So we got 4 music videos within the span of 1 year. Then, from 2017 and on, they have had 1 comeback per year. That, to me, is not a lot of opportunity for artistic expression, though they have gone on tour, which I don't know why, maybe just to sing the same songs over and over again. And that's not shade at Blackpink. Jennie herself has said in a fan cam that she would sing more songs, if she had any. So of course, it's no surprise if you're not having regular comebacks, then what are you going to do with your time? You're going to post a lot of pictures because that's literally the only way you can really connect with anyone. Which brings us to our next topic. We don't get to enjoy their personalities. Compared to other groups, I find Blackpink really closed off in a way, and that could 100% be because YG is a terrible company. People want to distance themselves from YG Entertainment. I don't blame them. Blackpink don't go on variety shows anymore. Their last comeback literally had 3 performances for Kill This Love and 2 performances for Don't Know What to Do. We do get to see what Blackpink posts on YouTube, but to me, that's like the cutoff. That's it. We don't get to see them on variety shows. We don't get to see them interacting with various different hosts in Korea. And of course, we've seen them in some shows abroad, but those shows don't compare to the eccentricity and the innovation that Korean TV shows have. I just find that I'm always seeing them promote something like either Chanel or Kia or Samsung. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. But if that's all you're doing and you're not making music, that's when it kind of backfires. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with Candy Crush, but like, they could have made a song to go with it. I don't know. Anyone remember Lollipop Part 2? I mean, make something out of it, at least. Back to topic, we should expect a certain focus on fashion from Blackpink, especially because they are from YG Entertainment and because they are idols. From the beginning, CL and GD have been such fashion-forward people within the K-pop industry. It's just kind of this YG thing. You kind of associate YG with just like this high, eccentric, innovative sense of fashion. I remember CL being friends with Jeremy Scott and Alexander Wang. And when she left the company, they even praised her for leading various trends in music and fashion, and they said that with their whole chest. But during her career, she also released a lot of music, excluding the last 3 years. I'm 100% certain, more than ever, that they would love to have more comebacks, that they would love to release more music for their fans. Because as I alluded to at the beginning of this video, there's no way that they spent that many years training, being humiliated to not do what they've always dreamed of. It makes no sense. And I kind of understand a little bit why YG does this, because Blackpink is really the only thing keeping their heads above water. 21 is gone. Big Bang is... So to me, it doesn't really surprise me that they are pushing all of these sponsorships because it's easy money. It's a very easy way that requires the least amount of effort to bring in revenue. If you think about the money it takes to prepare a comeback, I mean, the training, the songwriters, the choreographers, the time, the energy, and then there's not even a guarantee that it won't flop. I mean, Blackpink is Blackpink. I don't think it would ever flop. But that is a potential downfall. If the comeback flops, then YG is over, right? So it's a risk to have more comebacks than they already do. So is it an issue that Blackpink are models? No. Is it an issue that Blackpink are more models than they are K-pop stars? Absolutely. And I used to hate when people said this because I thought they were just like objectifying Blackpink or just saying that Blackpink only have looks. And if you have that as an opinion, whatever, I don't agree with that. I do think they're talented, but YG is holding them back. That's what my entire 8th scandal was based on. But go off! There just needs to be more balance. There needs to be more connection with their fans because right now they are being held back. And let's bring music shows into this. If we look at their debut stages, Boombaya, Playing with Fire, they change things up constantly. And then they change things even less and then kill this up. They are almost never straying away from the very set choreography that they have. So you can bring up Coachella, you can bring up their touring, you can bring up all that stuff, but I don't even need to look into that to know that they're amazing performers. We can just look at their debut stages to see that they used to have that innovation. They used to have the ability to change things up and make each performance feel different than the next. But as YG kept getting into hot water, we see Blackpink becoming more stagnant. And yes, this pertains exclusively to music shows. But you cannot forget that music shows are still shows that are done in front of fans who bring light sticks and learn fan chants and come to support their faves. And yes, of course, this is something that many K-pop idols do, and there is nothing inherently wrong with it. But when Blackpink has shown this YG style from their debut and has slowly veered away from it, it does make me question things. It makes me question why. The whole model thing obviously does not have a very positive connotation. Because if you're focusing more on modeling rather than making music, from your fans' point of view, it doesn't really make the most sense. But that's exactly the image that YG is creating for Blackpink, and it's an image that people are starting to resent, both from fans and people who don't even know Blackpink. So back to the main question. Is it an issue for Blackpink if they are more models than K-pop stars? Yes, absolutely, because their company is holding them back. A very terrible company, a company called Y. So I asked you guys on my community tab what you guys thought of this subject, so let's read some of the top comments. I personally agree what YG is doing is making them look like models. Really wish they'd release more music. I feel like it may be true to some extent since YG mostly promotes them through photos and photo shoots rather than music, though I also think that people fail to realize it's not Blackpink's fault. I mean, with their schedule and a comeback out of sight, no wonder they're focusing on modeling. No shade to BP, but yes, shade to YG. Yes, lots of shade to YG. If they spend 95% of their time modeling and just 5% working on their music or performing, yes, they're more models than idols, but it's definitely not their fault. So I think a lot of us can kind of come to the consensus that it's not Blackpink's fault, that indeed it is YG pushing this model narrative onto Blackpink because they are conventionally beautiful. I don't know about you, but that sounds a bit misogynistic. Coming from a company like so notorious for holding back its female artists, for having them disappear for a year or years at a time, wouldn't put it past the man. He's gone. Yet nothing has changed! Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click that bell to be notified. And of course, leave your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think of this? And why do you think YG is doing this? Do you think it's because they're under hot water or because they remain an inherently misogynistic company? I don't know. I don't want to start any rumors, allegedly. Bye, guys.